From Ficco's Bowladrome in Franklin, Massachusetts, this is Hockomock Candlepins. Welcome, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Ed Dunn alongside Nick Remersong. Let's get to our first match with our first two bowlers. The 4th seed of Rick Newton taking on the 13th seed of Ken Spacone Jr. Gentlemen, congratulations on qualifying, and thanks for being here. Rick, I'll start with you. We've been bowling down here for a long time.
Yeah.
And after qualifying, do you feel like you've done something different you need to do now bowling against Ken for this match?
Well, I had some trouble the last time I was here, so hopefully a good start would help out.
And do you think from your practice today you figured out a way to get that good start, or does it seem a little bit different from the lights now being on this side of the can?
Well, a little bit more comfortable on this side of the bowling alley, the lanes, so we'll have to wait and see.
Ken, you're coming in as the underdog here. What are you going to do?
Well, it's a one-string match. Anything can happen. Pin well at the head pin.
Good, good. That's what most of our bowlers have been looking to do, and pick it up on the spare if they can't get it on the head pin the first time, right?
Yeah, make your shots and hope for the best.
Good.
Gentlemen, shake hands and let's get rolling. Time to begin match number 1. Ken Spacone coming in as the 13 seed, taking on the 4th seed of Rick Newton. Ken's going to start us off on lane 15.
Ed, Ken's coming in with a game 1 score of 110, 2 of 112, game 3 of 107 for a 3-game total of 329, and he rolls a 6 on the first ball.
Ken's another one of our visiting bowlers that have heard about our tournament series from our first showing. He's coming all the way from Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts as his home center with a league average of 122. And his first box nets him 8.
Ken just waiting for the next setup. Little body English, but he still can't pick up more than, what do we got there? 5, 6, 7, the 3.
1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10 with no wood. Greatly placed ball to try to get it from the outside, leaving only the 4-10 for the 10.
Nice action on that one.
Ken's another one of our bowlers that has a high clearance ratio. Has to come down very low to deliver the ball, but comes down with a lot of torque on his shot. And a 9. 17 after 2. Up comes Rick Newton to start off on lane 16.
Rick came in with a 3-game run of 87 in the first game. Really turned it around in the second game for 142 and did very well again on game 3 for 139 for a total of 368. And he's got an average of 111. Nice smooth delivery.
Center right full plus the 2-pin. 3-6 pocket flush, leaving only the 1-2. Piece of wood coming up from the back, but won't be in play for the shot.
Rick comes out with a 10.
Absolutely. Not right now. For those of us that are joining us now for the first time, welcome to our broadcast. Those of you that have been watching us all series long know that this is a format where we have 16 qualified bowlers. We had 34 entrants in our tournament, so we had to turn away some very good talented bowlers that did not make the cut. 4 bowlers bowl in each series show. The winners of the 2 one-game matches come back for a 3rd game to bowl 1 string against the winners. That person moves on to our championship show, which will be in episode 5 of this series, where we will crown our 2nd Hockomock Candlepins tournament winner.
Great. Right now, Rick's working on a 9. He's got 1 standing. Uses the wood to pick up the 10. Very nicely done. Open-handed slap there. No knuckle bump. I'm telling you, they're playing different things on us here.
Well, Rick's more from my generation. We like to actually participate in the person, not show them we want to hit them, but actually just give them a sportsman-like hand tap.
There you go.
A pair of 10s for Rick. He leads 20-17 after the opening stanza. Ken steps up for lane 16 and leaves the 4 horsemen right, plus the 7 and 8 with a piece of wood laying where the 5 would be. Put that right on the outside of the 4 horsemen, hoping to catch the wood, but it did not carry.
Mopped up the majority, though. He's got 3 down, 2 left.
You'd call that the lion's share, I believe.
The lion's share, the majority. I think we've got, and he does
Plays the
nicely
wood,
for the
splits
10.
them both, and carries it out for a 10. Nicely done. So we've got an 11-point difference in average between
Yes.
Ken and Rick. So we're going to see how well that plays in. So far, Rick has not left a pin up, and Ken's got a couple opens, but no one marked as of yet.
Almost a mark.
See how I do that? I inspire, and all of a sudden we get a spare lead for the first time.
Yeah, if you're going to go with Tony Robbins, though, you're going to have to deepen that voice just a whole lot. And that was
And
a
picks it up
beautiful
for the
pickup.
spare.
Nice mark.
And Rick and Ken are no strangers to each other either. They've bowled many a times together in tournaments and leagues and whatnot, so they know what they're getting when they get up there.
A little wood there, some little action. He's got an 8.
6-10 with wood in front.
I think Rick's using just plain solid black, very traditional balls. The first we've seen that. Good use.
And the
He's
spare.
got the 10.
Being the wood, takes out the corners for the spare. First ball, flush on
very
the
nice.
pocket. Takes out 8, leaving the 3-6. Piece of wood on the deck, but will not be in play.
Ken Spacone adopting a rather insouciant sit over there on top of the chairs. Beautiful
And carries
spare.
another mark. Like I said, Nick, in the game of candlepins, everyone has their own styles, superstitions,
They do.
ways of doing things, and in leagues, a lot of times bowlers will bowl their frames and then maybe walk away and talk to a friend or walk over, check on another player bowling somewhere else. So sometimes sitting in between complete rollings is not what they normally do. So this could be out of Ken's comfort zone to have to kind of sit back there and wait for his turn.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
4 horsemen right, plus the triangle in the corner. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. No wood. Great attempt at that, but
Nice
leaving
pickup.
4, 8, 10. In an 8 box. Once again, the advantage of Rick being the higher seed.
He'll be
Gets
rolling
up knowing
last.
what he
Yep.
needs, and he's
Yep.
carrying a strong lead right now with 48 and a ball waiting when he comes back up, and Ken just reached 48 with 1 more box to throw. Rick is going to have a significant lead when he sits down after the halfway point, and Ken's going to have to do all he can to
Catch
salvage
up.
a mark
Yeah.
here. He's got the 4, 7, 10. Piece of wood angled next to the 10, and the cap laying with a 2-pin would be. This could go if he hits it just right. Ooh, played the cap, but it only drove straight back.
Third throw. He picks up 1 and ends with a 9.
So Ken sits down after 6 completed frames with a 57, and Rick is coming up on 48 with the bonus ball to throw. Most likely will have the lead after this ball, but clearly will after he sits down. Question is, by how much? Three on that throw. 4 horsemen left, plus the 6, 8, 10. No wood.
Ken now in a traditional full sit on the bench.
Played it just
Oh.
right in the pocket, but didn't get the action he was hoping for.
Yeah.
6, 7, 10 with a couple of pieces of wood in front. 1 cap directly at him, which might play into the shot unless he goes around it.
Oh.
And he did try to go around it, but went too far around into the gutter, comes back out and clips the 10 pin, which is a foul. By pushing the foul button at the head of the lane, you will deduct that camera's pickup of pins, so he does end with a 7. And right now his lead is 10 with a box to throw, being only opposite a 9.
Little action after the play there. He ends up with 7.
1-7-8 with a piece of wood angled behind the 1 pin, away from the 7 and 8. Could come off the wall and come back and clip them if he hits it that way.
Easy.
That's how he played it, and he left the 7. Great attempt at that one.
Nice attempt.
That would have been a wonderful shot to look at again if he made that one.
Doesn't
Interesting
pick up
thing
the
to
last
look at.
one.
In the 4th frame, they both had a spare, and they both filled it with 3. So ground was neither gained nor lost on that fill for Ken, but he did not gain, which is important now because he's got 4 frames left, and it's a 10-point deficit. Plenty of time in
Plenty of
Candlepin
time,
bowling, but he
yep.
has to get a couple marks up to force that chance to come back around again.
He
And
got
there
one
is
there.
a strike.
Once again, Ed Dunn. Set him up.
I have to say, ethically, I do not have a remote control that makes a strike happen when I call for one, but I've got great talent in front of me, so my odds are high of a great first ball more often than not. That ball went right into the pocket, took everything out. Beautiful strike. First ball in the fill, looking for the double, but flush on the corner pocket of the 1-3, leaving the triangle left plus the 7. Piece of wood off by where the 3 pin would be. May not be in play for the shot, but it is there if he wants it. Takes the triangle, leaves the 7.
Again, trying to dance it down.
Well, he's doing what he needs to do. He's putting up marks and fills. He's asked to hope that Rick opens this time up, and that will give him a chance.
No,
And
cannot
off to
pick
the
it up.
side for the 9. Once again, for this week's episode, we have a great gallery turnout behind us of supporters of family and friends and casual onlookers who are just enjoying the game. And we have another youth league bowling to our left, so we see a lot of little ones running down and looking at the lights and the cameras, fascinated knowing that, you know what, someday they might be able to do this too.
They could get in here and roll on television.
Rick steps up now, leaving the 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10 with wood in front of the 6, 10. Great attempt and
very
makes the
nice.
shot. In our
Nice
league, we
spare.
would use the word yes sir on a shot like that.
Yes, sir. Not yes, sir. Yes,
Nope.
sir. No, you kind of slurred. Okay. that's fine.
Absolutely.
I think we've got Joey Fatone over here. Isn't that Joey Fatone right over there? Yeah.
He's coming up
The
next.
celebrities are coming up. Joey Fatone's bowling here.
It's the lookalike episode.
There
coming
you
up.
go.
Next week we'll have Ray Romano's lookalike bowling. And fills it with 9.
They flew everywhere but on that 1 pin.
So Rick matched Ken's strike with a spare of his own. Great spare that was. On the
Fix it
5
up.
pin for another mark.
Fix it up. Very nicely
Maintaining
done.
his lead and now padding it a little bit. As we make the turn for home, Spacone kept up for lane 15 for the 9th frame, having a score of 85, and Rick Newton is at 96 plus a ball to throw. So his deficit is at least 11. This is the position where he's going to have to mark out to force Rick to have to keep the ball on the lane yet again.
Oh!
And fills it with 9. Piece of wood is next to the 6 pin in the gutter, but is usable. And he missed it completely.
Just misses for the spare. Picks
And
it up
picks
for the 10.
Absolutely, Nick. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough at this point because
No,
he's
I think you're right.
down 1 pin to Rick. Rick has 2 boxes left to throw and a fill ball coming. But it's up to Ken to finish strong. A couple of marks here could force Rick to get one, but
Again, a lot of action, but they can't take them all down.
triangle left with wood all around the 4 pin. But it has shifted from its spot.
Picks
Not
up the spare.
necessarily for Ken to worry about. Plays the wood in
Nice.
front and ricochets it all the way through. One more shot for Ken to finish up. 5 fill for a total of 110.
Good luck. Good roll. Good roll of 110.
A 110 here is definitely a respectful game to throw with Ficco's. We've seen a lot of games in our earlier episodes of in the 80s and the 90s. So for someone to throw a 110 and not advance means the person that they lost to did exceptionally well. Rick Newton filling his spare with 6, leaving the triangle right, plus the 10 pin. And Rick will advance to move on to our finals today.
Oh, a 9 instead of a 10.
111 with 1 frame to go, so Rick Newton has officially won this match. Strong into the head, knocking down 9.
9. Very easy for him to finish here with a spare with a 1-ball fill. And that's exactly what he does.
Carry over. We've got one more shot to throw. We're waiting for that last reset. We'll remind our viewers that coming up in our next match, Rob Linehan, a lefty, will be taking on Brandon Marks in our second qualifying match. And the winner of that will face this man, Rick Newton. And another strong fill for a 129. Rick Newton defeats Ken Spacone by a score of 129 to 110. He will take on the winner of Rob Linehan and Brandon Marks in their match coming up. We'll talk to both bowlers right after this. And welcome back. We're ready for match number 2 today. Our bowlers are the 5 seed Brandon Marks taking on the 13 seed of Rob Linehan. Brandon, you're starting off today coming in as the favorite on paper. It's a whole new set now because it's 1 game each. How do you feel coming in?
Absolutely. I feel pretty good. Just give it my best effort and hope it works out.
During your practice, did you notice anything down here you might need to make any adjustments for from when you were here earlier?
No, it feels like a pretty true house. Just try to hit the pocket and pick up your spares.
Rob, what about you? Anything special you're going to do today?
Feel pretty good. I mean, I did this the last time, and I did pretty well, so I'm just going to try to keep it going.
Good, good. You got a kind of a theme going here with the red and the black. Is that planned?
No, not at all.
All right, great.
They qualified together, but they're not going to tell us they
coordinated.
It's coincidence.
They coordinated.
Gentlemen, shake hands. Let's get rolling. Good luck. Rob Linehan is going to begin match number 2 on lane 15. Nick, tell us how Rob got here today.
Glad to, Ed. He came in 3 games. First game of 98, game 2 of 112, game 3 of 121 for a 3-game total of 331. He's got a 107 average. So he's looking... All right, he's got 9 after 2. And we might add Rob is a southpaw, left-handed. Picks it up for the 10.
Rob comes in as our 12 seed. We've only had 2 left-handers in our tournament so far, so
right.
I'm wondering if that left side groove does have an advantage for the unused portion of the lane, so to speak.
Oh.
1, 2, 6, 7, 9 for spare. Almost got it, leaving the 7 pin.
That's something that they look for, huh? Using the unused side. There you go. He picks up another 10.
A pair of 10s.
You mentioned the sparsity of left-handers, but that's nothing compared to the sparsity of women. There are no women in this. Is this strictly a men's? No?
No,
All
this
right.
is an
Just
open
a
tournament. This
open
is an
tournament,
open
great.
qualifier, and
Good.
today the top 16 seeded bowlers all happened to be male.
Well, that's out there for the women. You might want to consider this. Straight back on that.
Half Worcester left for Brandon. Right on the head pin for a good recovery.
He's got 3 left for the 10. Picks up the majority, or as Ed would say, the lion's share, for a 9.
Whenever you punch out the half Worcester like that and come out with a 9 box, you're doing
A
really
half
well for
Worcester,
yourself.
half Worcester, huh? Mm-hmm. We got something for Sturbridge, Carlisle, nothing for Franklin? There's no full Franklin? Or no? Okay.
No.
You got some good action on
Way
that.
back when Candlepin had originally started, there used to be tournaments from the lower New England up to Maine. And when the Maine people were losing, they'd say, oh, you're halfway to Worcester, because the way that the shape of Massachusetts is, you'd see that hole out there. So when the 3-9 or the 2-8 get punched out, it's coined the half Worcester left or the half Worcester right. And we've got a piece of deadwood out there that I think Brandon's going to shoot around.
Yeah.
If it's not in play for a shot, it appears to be
Except
maybe
the one for
beyond
a
the
9.
pin setter. We'll have to wait and see. Nick, I'm wondering how many people know how they can get involved in community access so they can do things like this as
If you want to
people
be,
volunteer in their local area.
you can volunteer. Anybody can volunteer. If you're in the community, you are eligible to volunteer just as I did. I gave a call just out of the blue and ended up doing the senior center bocce the day after I called in to volunteer. They put me to work right away.
If you need a day off, let me know. I'd love to fill in to see that. That's a great game.
It is. It's a lot of fun. He's got 3 left for the 10. Picks up 1. A box of 8.
After the first stanza, we have a pair of 10s for Rob and a pair of 9s for Brandon. So it's a 2-point lead. Brandon now up on lane 16. Well, I'm sorry, Rob's up on lane 16 for his second frame. I'm going to get them confused as they look exactly alike from behind. They look like twins.
All right, you got a 6 there. Oh, wood didn't do him as much good as he was looking for. He splits the difference, unfortunately. Ends up with a 7 in that frame. Speaking of looking alike, Brandon, he's the one I thought that was Joey Fatone. He's got that look going for him. He's a celebrity bowler today. You remember Joey Fatone? You're a young man. You should know him. I'm old. I shouldn't even know who that is. There you go. Nice shot for an 8.
Fortunately, I was not part of his musical genre, but I did enjoy him on his later television appearances as an adult. 2-5 with a piece of wood. Did not connect with either.
Joey Fatone grew up? Oh, I never knew that. He had an adult career.
I'll say that we all aged.
There
I
we
won't be able
go.
to say whether or not he grew up, but I'm pretty sure he did.
Takes a 10 in that frame.
So while we wait for Brandon's frame to reset, how did he get here with us today, Nick?
Brandon came in with first game of 186. I'm sorry, no, for 119. Game 2, 133. Game 3, 116. He had a 3-game average of 368, and his average is 130. So there's a good wide disparity between himself and Rob. 130 to 107 on an average.
And another open frame coming up. So with Rob having a 23-pin disadvantage in average, and all of them not marking at this point, that leaves advantage Rob, because Brandon is basically bowling on a pace that is below his average.
Yeah.
Say that 4 times.
There he goes, though. He
Baby
picks up the
split
10.
for the 10. The end of 4. Brandon marks this down with a 38. And Rob Linehan gets up with a 35. So it's only 3 pins. So this is still
very tight game.
Everybody's opportunity here. First one to mark will have a strong advantage. And there's the half Worcester right.
That's the half Worcester right. I can see it. I can see it. There's Worcester. Sturbridge is a little bit to the left there.
Playing the 3-6. leaving the 1, 4, 7, 10 with some wood where the 2-pin could be. Plays the wood, takes the safe, grabs the 8. Right now, this is all about count. This is one of those cases where we're going to have to take a look and say, well, you got to get as many as you can, and sometimes you're left with a shot where you've got 1 on the left or 2 on the right. You think you can make them all, but instead of trying to be a hero, you take the safe route because you need the pins right now.
Yep.
Center right full. 1, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10. No wood.
Ooh,
Perfectly placed
nice.
ball, but the 5-pin did not carry. A great attempt for spare there by Rob.
Picks up the
the
single.
singleton for the 10. We're at the halfway point now, and Brandon's going to come up with, seeing being the high C, the advantage that there are no marks against him to compete with. So it's an open table. He just has to decide if the ball goes his way or if it's going to be tight after 6.
And Rob sits down with 53. Oh!
Right on the pocket,
He
and
got
a
it. It
strike.
falls. It falls.
Brandon put that ball directly where it needed to go. Action all around. The 9-pin was kind of thinking, do I conform? Do I stay? And decided, yeah, he's going to knock me down anyway. And
He went down. He was hurt. He was hurt.
Great strike. Back to lane 16 now for the fill. First ball right into the head pin, full. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10. Piece of wood behind the 4-pin. May prove to be helpful if he plays it. And went to the right side hoping to kick the 3-pin into that cluster of wooden pins, but did not connect with the object pin.
3. Did he get the 3? He ends with an 8.
So the mark and fill gives him now a 9-point advantage going into the latter stages of the match. Rob's still looking for his first mark. And he's going to need to get it soon.
Yeah. Left him clustered, though.
1, 2, 4, 5, 9, 8, 9. Piece of wooden back. Carries a couple, but still has 3 left. Nicely played, but only gets the headband.
Wood didn't kick.
Center left full plus the 10-pin with a nicely placed piece of wood behind the 5. This could help it carry if he hits it.
Doug
Played
gave
the
him
wood
something.
instead. Left himself with the high-low jackpot. 1, 7, 10 with a piece of wood against the head pin.
Picks
Plays
up
the wood.
1.
Gets 8.
All right, he's sitting down with 69. Comes out of that one with 4. He's got 6 standing. Two more, 4 left. Picks up 3 of them. Very nice.
And you start with that shot, a good recovery to end up with 9
Yes.
after that. So his lead is 10, opposite an 8, so he's padding his advantage at this point.
Little kick over there. Leave him
1,
with
2, 7, 9, 10 with wood around the 7 and 9. You mentioned last week's episode, Nick, that some of the bowlers have their names on the backs of their shirts.
right.
I had a chance between matches to talk to someone who did have their name on their shirt, and there is actually a Candlepin Professional Series that is traveling tournament for what we'll call those big dogs, as Dave
Sure.
Justico pointed
Sure.
last week. And it is a requirement that they have the name on the back of their shirts,
Ah,
like
okay.
there is in those 10-pin
Yeah,
large
you
UCL
mentioned that.
tournaments.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
that
mentioned
is
that.
one of those cases in Candlepin. It's not televised like this is yet, but it will be airing on YouTube and other channels around social media to be seen. They have to have their names on their shirts. So if you see a bowler up there with their name on it, they are a Pro Series bowler, which puts them as one of the
Upper
best.
echelon.
Upper
Yeah.
echelon, absolutely.
Good.
As we make the turn for home, Rob Linehan steps up
Nice.
with the 4 horsemen right plus the 8, leaving just the 10 pin, being down 81 to 69. And once again, that ball landed in the gutter first. It was
That's
an
a
illegal
foul.
shot. Foul button is pushed. Score of 9 for a total of 78. Rob is going to need at least 2 marks here in the 10th. A double strike would help him graciously, but it's looking like it's not going to be enough.
Ooh. Leaves 4.
Full
Almost.
horseman right with Wood, leaving just a 6 pin. This can be a game of momentum. If you feel like your shot is not hitting, you can be holding the ball too tight. You could be clenching it. You could be shooting it short and not getting the normal break you'd be getting if you were more relaxed because you're in the lead and
Right,
you have the advantage
right.
and you're winning and you're the higher seed. But this tournament, we have not had one of those coming down to the last box finishes yet. They're usually academic by the 7th or 8th frame.
Yep.
So hopefully before we crown our new tournament champion, we'll get one of those right down to the wire finishes.
Nice explosive shot. He picks up 9.
5 pin right in front, king pin in the middle, waiting for Brandon. And with
Skirts
that first
around it with
ball,
the
he
wood.
does officially win this match over Rob Linehan, and we'll be coming back shortly to face Rick Newton in the final.
Picks it up for the 10.
And the winner of that next match will move on to our tournament championship, where we will crown our second Hockomock Candlepin Series winner. Waiting for Brandon to finish this up now. In the corner, 7 is wiggling, but it is not going to go.
Good shot for a spare. And he picks
Plays
it up.
legal, grabs them both.
1 more to fill.
This is where the advantage of bowling in the second match, if you're finishing strong, you're coming right back up in a few moments to bowl the third match. You're right where you need to be. And fills it with 7. With a final score of 108 to 88, Brandon Marks defeats Rob Linehan and advances to our final, where he will take on Rick Newton, who won our earlier match. We'll meet both of those bowlers and get ready for our final right after this. And welcome back. We're here for our finals match for this week. 4-seed of Rick Newton taking on the 5-seed of Brandon Marks. Congratulations, both of you, for winning your matches to get to this point. You had a chance to sit down and watch that last match. You know Brandon's much more capable than that.
Oh, yes.
How do you feel going in?
It's, hope for the best, as I said the last time. See what happens.
Hoping for the best is one of our normal things to do. There's some skill in here, there's some luck involved, but we've got a gallery behind us that are rooting for you. So if you got something extra in the tank for this one?
Well, hopefully I didn't spend it the last string, so let's see. We'll have to wait and see.
Brandon, how about you? You're coming off hot. You can stay that way?
Hopefully. I think I figured a couple things out, but I definitely have to capitalize on the spares this game if I hope on advancing to the next round.
Great, great. You've played Mike before?
Nope, first time.
Ah, okay. Well, it'll be interesting.
And the winner of this match goes on to our championship show. So gentlemen, shake hands and let's get rolling. Good luck. And it's time for the final match. Brandon Marks is going to start us off on lane 15. Brandon, being the 5 seed, will start, as Rick is the 4 seed.
So we've got
He
a
will go
close,
second.
yeah, close one here. Oh, lots of action. He gets a
First
9.
ball,
He's
Wood
still
is
got
rolling
some
into
wood.
the
He's
corner
still got
to
some
the
wood.
7.
No.
Said hello, but did not say goodbye. Careful how he plays this one now.
Yeah, that wood can be tricky, I bet. But it didn't give him a problem.
Starts off with a spare.
Nice mark.
That's a case of where you have a piece of dead wood that is partially sitting in the gutter and partially on
Far
the
in
lane.
foul.
You
Fair and
must
foul,
make
yeah.
contact to the part that's touching the lane surface first, or else it's a foul.
Right.
In that case, he did. It was a clean hit. Starts off with a spare.
Good fill. A 9 fill.
Leaving only the 10 pin. Piece of wood angled toward it, but maybe too far to the left to play. You've got a 130 average. You're probably going to go right at the pin.
He did. And didn't hit it.
Fortunately, it did not carry.
Split the difference. Takes it on that one. Guy's got a 10.
In that case, he capped the wood, being in between the 2 pins, and the ricochet carried the ball over to grab the 10 pin for the 10. Rick Newton steps up now, our 4C, on lane 16 for his first 2.
Ah, and he draws a 7. Now he starts well back, almost, well, actually 1.5 foot on the carpet. Well, actually it's rubber, it's not carpet any longer. Tries the wood to kick it, to clean it up, just gets 1. He's got 2 left. Picks up another one. He's got a 9 in that frame.
So already he's down 10 because of Brandon's spare 9 in the first. So he's already a little bit behind, opposite a 10 box, so the mark will help him cut into that. It is early. Right in the pocket hit.
And does it. He gets the fall that time.
And there is a strike for Rick Newton. I'll tell you though, next week I'm not making any pre-frame predictions about any bowler because I have to let the pins fall where they may. Tony Robbins is going to have to take over for me next week. I think I'm going to stop and play Powerball on the way home because I seem to be making
You
a
got a
lot of
shot
pretty
at it.
accurate predictions going into this week's episode.
You
But
got
like
a
I
shot
said,
at
these
it.
are top of the house bowlers, so
Yeah.
you can count on a head pin pocket hit more often than not from them. But it's just a matter of watching how it all goes through. Great attempt there
Good
by
scatter.
Brandon. Left only the 9 pin with a piece of wood sitting out front. But it is rolling, so we do have to wait for it to settle, and it may curl back in towards the 9. No, it's going to sit right there.
So he's just got that pin all by itself. And he takes it. He's got the 10. Snappy shoes on Brandon. He's rather stylish all around. Shoes match the shirt.
Unfortunately, in Candlepin, there are no style points awarded in your
Oh.
performance. It's
No,
only
no, no.
awarded by what you knock down on the lanes.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
6, 7, 8 with wood all around the 6 pin. There is one in front and one triangular behind it. And if he hits this straight on, it should push out the 7 and the 8.
Oh!
Wow,
Almost.
great attempt.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how that piece of wood didn't catch the 7 pin, but there's so much rolling around back there, it got bounced into the gutter, leaving just the one in the corner.
And he picks it up.
And it's
He's
a
got
clean
the
hit
10
for a
frame.
10. So far, Brandon has not left the pin on the plate.
No, he has
Spare
not.
3 10s for a 49 after 4. Now it's just a matter of what was Rick going to do with his strike fill.
Ooh,
Little helping
there.
back, little spinning.
Some more.
Friends are going away.
One more. Nope. He's got a 6.
1, 6, 9, 10 with wood spaced between the 1 and 6. Pocket carry will send this right off the plate.
He
Did
does
just
it.
that.
Beautiful. Calls it again. It's done. And done.
Ball placed right between the head pin and the wood. Wood gets driven back by the pin, pushes off the corner. Spare for Rick in the third. 10 fill on the strike. Now up to fill the spare.
He gets a 6 on the fill.
One, 2, 4, 8. Piece of wood sitting in back. Played the head pin high. Got the
Got
one
a
in the
little
front,
knock
one in
on
the
it.
back. Wood spins back around to cap in front of the 2. And cap's actually alongside the 2. And
Picks
plays
him
it,
up
that drives it back for the 10.
nicely.
After 4, Rick Newton sits down with a lead of 55 to 49. Brandon now sets up for the 5th frame. Neither bowler is on a mark. The advantage for Rick is 6 pins.
Little lob on that one. And he's got 4 down.
Now, being in Franklin TV, there are a lot of supporters and viewers of Franklin TV asking everybody, where is Jay Horrigan? And Jay was with
Nice.
us for our inaugural run in the series, and because it was such a big hit, Nick made a phone call and said, you know, I'd like to give this a try. So we left Jay sitting off in the wings for a little while to give Nick a chance to come in and do a few episodes with us, but I'll be happy to report, for those of you that are missing him, he will be back next week for episode number 4.
He'll be here, believe me. Because my ignorance is showing all through these shows.
Brandon comes back with another 10 in the 5th frame, but now punches out the spread eagle.
Spread
2,
eagle, not the
3,
picket
4,
fence.
6,
Spread eagle. All right.
7, 10.
Oh, lob. Oh,
And grabs the right side,
nice
kicks the wood around.
Kick. Didn't
Almost
get it for
carried
him.
the 2 pin. Yep, that's the spread eagle because it looks like the shape of eagle's wings as they're
I
flying through the
see.
sky.
All right.
Picket fence would be one alternating every other way around,
Ah,
which hopefully we don't see on a candlepin shot because that is almost impossible to make when you see a picket fence lead. Brandon puts up his first open with 67. Rick is already at 55 with 2 boxes to throw.
all right. Cleans out 7 on that one. Oh, just the 1. But he picks up 2 for 10 frame. Again, want to comment on the great support of fans that we get here. Good crowd, good crowd.
We're able to find a way to give televised candlepins some type of resurgence, and we're hoping as our series grows that our outreach will grow and we'll be able to air on all of the cable access channels of the hometowns of the
Yes.
participants so they can show their family and friends what they've been doing as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I really am excited that I got involved in community access. And there's
Oh, it's-
always
yeah.
the opportunity. It's there. It's right in front of you. And, you know, it's nice when
Yeah.
people will let you in and show them what skills you can bring and develop some skills while you're there and be used to do many different things.
And they're glad to